right. What's going on, guys? This your boy Freddie B, your host, man, making the Right Play podcast, episode 4. We back with another week, man. Um, just want to get again and just say thank you guys for coming with us along the way. We're gonna continue saying that, man, and we're just having fun with this, man. So we're having a blast, and I hope y'all having a blast, with this content, man. So quick words here, DT. You got any words to start off the show today, man?
Hey, just want to say, like you said, thanks for the people for coming along with the journey. Also, congratulations to all the kids and adults, young adults that graduated from high school and college. Congratulations to y'all.
Congratulations. What's up, G? What's up? We got any words? Get this thing going.
Hey, y'all both laid it out. I just piggyback off what y'all said. I appreciate the support, and we're gonna keep bringing y'all great content and enjoy the journey.
Enjoy the journey. That's right. All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing started, man, today, man. We're gonna start on this end right here, man, with our guy, man, Jayson Tatum, Achilles injury. Kind of wanted to get this out the way early, man. Hated seeing the video. I didn't understand why we had to see it so many times, especially after you watched it happen. Basically, what I want to do, I want to ask here, guys, so we can get some content here. Can he bounce back from this injury, man? Like, that's the question I want to answer. That you guys can kind of go on what you think. But, a few people like, man, that type of injury, you got to kind of wait and see. But, Bean been through that same injury. You know what I mean? I know there's a lot of people, in science is different nowadays, right? So, G, I know that's your boy, man. So, we let you start off here, man. How can we bounce back here, man? And what are we looking for with Jayson's future?
Oh, he definitely could bounce back with the technology they have today, medicine. I just think the bouncing back part is trusting the medicine and everything. It's more mental than anything than physical, because once you physically right, the mental part kicks in when you stop, cut, is it going to pop? If I'm going to re-aggravate it, stuff like that. And that's going to come with games and, time, on the court. You can work out, you can feel 100%, but in the back of your mind, it's always the what if I come down, somebody ankle, or how it happened. He was going for a loose ball. And, as you lean back to explode and dive on the ground, that's when he heard it. And I just think it's more mental than physical. It's trusting it, because you can feel good. We all play ball. And you get out there, you be like, man, what if I re-aggravate this? What if I, hurt it again? And you get stagnant. You don't play your game. You're not explosive. You're more, timid. And you're not, really getting in your bag like you was before the injury. So I just think it's more mental. But I think he will come back. Kevin Durant looked good. We know it ain't, Kevin was older than Jayson Tatum. Jayson about 25, I'm gonna say. So I do think he will bounce back for sure.
Okay, DT, what you thinking?
Yeah, I think he can bounce back too. Like Greg said, he's still a young guy. But my thing is the timetable that it's gonna take to bounce back. I mean, I don't think it'll be nothing quick. It probably take, I don't know, I say probably 15, 16 months for him to actually be able to play again. So it, like Greg said, it's gonna come down to the mental part of the game, and just how he trusts and believes in himself. But you got to be mentally strong coming off an injury like that, like tearing his Achilles. It's tough, And honestly, I got a question for Greg, not on this injury thing, but I want to ask you, Greg. Does this playoff get a bubble type mark with these injuries? Does it count?
Nah, you don't get a bubble type mark, because a lot of championships was won off injuries. A lot of people look at it. Golden State won a championship off injuries. The Lakers won a championship off injuries. Cleveland won a championship off injuries. In 2016, Bogut was hurt. He tore his leg up. Kyrie, he hurt his knee. Love shoulder against Boston. Nah, the bubble thing you come from, we never saw a bubble ever. That's the big joke about that. We just never saw a bubble due to, COVID. Yeah, but nah, injuries happen, man. Football. Come on, man. You see what happened with Carson Palmer. You know what Pittsburgh knew what we was about to do to them, Derek. You was cheering, then you saw Carson fall, you cried. You know, that's how it is. It happens.
Hey, and I wanted to say this, man. I forgot the guy off of ESPN, man. He's not on there all the time. Older guy, black guy. He reported the conversation that Jayson Tatum's dad had with Jayson.
I heard that.
He was very distraught. As
I
you can see, even in that chair, you know, as an athlete, you know, just being an athlete, like God, I can only imagine, you know, what flashed in his mind. But his dad had to remind him, "Who your favorite player, man?" Dean was able to bounce. You know what I mean? He had to remind him, like, listen, because Jayson kept saying, "Why me? Why
Yeah.
me?" You know what I mean? And you know, that's a great question. And also, it's I'm just glad that his dad was there. Dad said, "Hey, do I need to fly back?" Because I think his dad coaches overseas, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. He like, "Hey, do I need to come back home?" You know, he like, "Nah, Dad, you got it." And also, Derek, like what you said, like backing off what you said, Kawhi Leonard got a championship off injuries. You know, if Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson don't get hurt, I don't see Toronto winning that series at all. You know what I mean? Even how good Kawhi was playing, you know what I mean? So, that would have been actually the third ring for Golden State, possibly, if they didn't get hurt. You know what I mean? So, I thought, but last thing I want to say is, Jayson, man, condolences, man. We want you to get back right, man.
So,
Take your time. The NBA is not going nowhere. You are one of the guys of the future, man. So we want to see you back right, man, because the NBA is better with you, so just take your time. I see a lot of people showing him love. You know, Derrick Rose, I think, even reached out to him. You know, a few guys that kind of been through those type of situations. So we just want to make sure that we, send those condolences to him, man, and just get back right, man. So we're gonna go ahead and transition here. We'll stay in the NBA here, and I wanted to talk about this, man. This is New York Knicks headed to the Eastern Conference Final. Listen, man. Since 1999, 2000, maybe was the last time that was free will in there, right?
Ago. Yeah, 25 years ago.
25 years ago. So I'm gonna start say this: the moves that they made in the offseason, and they brought the chemistry because these guys played at Villanova with each other, right? They had to sacrifice DiVincenzo, who had a great playoffs last year with those guys. He just wasn't able to get them over the hump. You bring in Cat, you bring in Bridges, who I think Bridges was the key part to that Phoenix Sun team with Monty Williams and then. Remember when Chris Paul and Devin Booker, when they got to play in it, because you got that 3-and-D guy that can shoot, that can guard 1 through the 5. The Thibodeau way kind of worked. I mean, these guys playing 40 to 50 minutes a game. You know what I'm saying? So what do you guys think about this, man? Like, does the Knicks, do you think the Knicks might get to the do they beat the Pacers, and do they have a good chance, maybe going to the finals this year? We can start with you, G.
Oh, they definitely got a chance. I think the Pacers and them, they match up. The Pacers and the Knicks match up pretty good. I think it's gonna come down to coaching. And this the thing is, I really think Rick Carlisle is the better coach in all of the playoff, each team. West, I think Rick Carlisle is the best coach. And that's some things that go over people's heads sometimes in the playoffs. We tend to look at the players and what they bring to the game, but it go down to these X's and O's and like who put their team in the best situation to win. Star players being defended different, switching. See, I pay attention to stuff like that during the game. So if you do switch, can your guy still who switch guard the guy with the ball? Have them reverse it, give them bad shots and stuff like that. But players do got to make plays as well. If you look at it, I think they real close to each other. But the Knicks, I can look at them and say, yeah, I can see them winning in 7. I think it's going to be tight. I think this might be one of the slept-on series, because it ain't too many sexy guys out there. Hollenberg, he's out there. He got the love and hate. Siakam, he's like a number 2 or number 3 on the top team. And you got guys like Brunson. Brunson going to be the guy out of both teams. He's the star. Cat going to be his number 2. So, but Cat got to match up. He got to go against Turner. Turner, he can stretch out and hit a 3. You got to look at it. They really match up with each other. And last year they went 7. So I'm looking forward to a good Eastern Conference Finals. I see it going 7. And 7, it's a toss-up. But if I had to lean, players, it's tight. But the coach is something about Rick Carlisle. I'm not going for the Pacers. I want nobody to think that. But I just be looking at the coaching too, like, Carlisle, man. It's tough, man, because he's due. And he's due. But yeah.
What about you, DT? That's a great point, G. What about you, DT?
The Knicks headed back. Last time this happened, it was Miller versus York, 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a lot of intensity. It's a lot of history between these two teams. So everybody's going to come out. Everybody's going to get a all. Me personally, I feel New York's a better team. They just feel like they just play more together. They play for each other. And I feel like New York got a chance. I don't even think it'll go 7. I'm thinking probably 4-2 New York. I think New York gonna take them, and it's just like right now they clicking, man. They playing basketball. You got, like you said, they made those trades or whatever. They got Towns over there. He playing. You see the emotion in the team, just in the games, the way they playing. They playing fired up. They got the energy. They hungry. They want to eat. So Ty, the Halliburton kid, he's a baller. I don't think they got enough. Like Miles Turner, that's my little cousin. But I don't think they got enough.
Hey, look, hey, you know what, DT? Yeah, I kind of agree with both of you guys. My biggest thing is styles of play. When I'm thinking about coaching and I'm thinking styles of play, the Pacers get up at such a pace, right? Where New York gonna have to keep in mind that we can't get in foul trouble. We don't listen. Cincinnati, Miles, my boy, Miles McBride. Listen, Coach McBride. Shout out to Coach. Shout out to Miles. Shout out to Coach McBride. Yeah, So this kid is. Yesterday I was like, man, listen, I was just so happy for him. But the boy's been a baller. He played for Big B Huggins. 94 feet. I remember he was just talking about how he was working. He said he didn't go to that level until he started working out with Josh Hart. Kind of realizing like we got to play at a 90, 100%. With effort all the time. And you can see it in Miles. I mean, he locks up, plays well, so he's great off the bench. Mitchell Robinson kind of came alive this series. I mean, he kind of showed me he might be the best offensive rebounder in the playoffs right now. So they got some key pieces. Just with me, like you said, with G, I do think the better coach is Rick Carlisle. I think he makes the best adjustments. You know what I mean? And Halliburton is scary because when he starts hitting the 3-point shots, it opens up a lot more because he's such a great passer. You know what I mean? So I think, and they got some guys over there. I think Andrew Nembhard, even when he was at Gonzaga, I was like, this kid can play ball. You know what I mean? And I think if honestly, and this is another thing, but I think if the Pacers don't win, I would be calling Phoenix a Devin. That's all they need is a Devin Booker. They get them a 2 guard over there. Let Nembhard go over to Phoenix so he can actually be a starting point guard. It's not just him. Oh no, it's gonna be a ton of it coming with. No. We ain't just trading him. I'm talking about just him getting a chance because Nembhard. I don't feel he's a 2 guard. Tyrese Halliburton is really the point guard. He's starting there at the 2, but I think he should have a chance to be a starting point guard somewhere because Phoenix has said they're looking to blow it up. They're looking at, like they found out the stars don't work. So it's time to go ahead and, you know what I mean? So that's just something, keep in my head, man. So yeah, definitely Knicks, hey man, I think it's great for the NBA. Let me say that first off too. The Knicks getting in there because they got a 6-man at home. That was crazy last night. Busta Rhymes. I mean, Tracy Morgan been down for a year. You know what I'm saying? It's just good to see them finally.
But they need to make way so Oak can come back in there. Oak got to stop acting like Greg.
Hey, Oakley had a great that Shay interview, man, was it was hilarious. Charles Oakley he's a character, man. I love Oak, man. So, but yeah, you know what? Go ahead, G.
Now Derek said something that would be dope. A game 6 and game 7. I cited a Charles Oakley, that arena will erupt. Derek, you always something. I tell you, be smart sometimes. Some other times I don't know, but that was he's scared. He don't be knowing what he be doing sometimes. He don't know. You got to remind him of who he is. But
you got to remind him who he is. Hey, that's a great segue, man, because we're gonna get it to your boy right here, man. Mike joining NBA on NBC, man. Hey y'all. I'm excited, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm like, what? When I seen the news, I thought it was fake. DT. I ain't gonna lie, man. So, Hey, listen, DT. I know we're gonna start with you in these next few, man. G, we gotta go to you first, man. Your boy, man. What's going on? What you looking forward to seeing Mike on NBA on NBC?
Nah, I was shocked too. I thought it was fake news. I ain't really paying no attention, man. Like, I just knew one thing had to come with it with Mike. They paid a bag for him to pop up, just for him to stop doing what he doing. You paid a bag. Do I think he gonna be there every week? No. I think they just said just him popping up twice out of the week, once out of the week is cool. Just to hear his voice, just to put a little light on him, because Mike move like he live in a cave. He gets spotted like he Bigfoot. Like, there you go. You got some of the guys. They say mythical. Shannon Sharp said it was like he was levitating. That's too much for me. But I mean, he's that dude for the league. He the reason why some of these guys are billionaires, signed to certain things. It wouldn't be no Nike it wasn't for Mike. Some guys, not a fan, got his shoes on and stand in line, and I get text messages like, "Hey, think your niece can give me these?" And he don't even like Mike, but it be like that. So I mean, I think it's good for the NBA, and they bringing on the NBC music. When he was playing, but I just wonder if he, a lot of guys. I'm gonna mention this: a lot of guys who was taking shots at him, the Gilbert Arenases, the Shannon Sharp, they started to moonwalk for some reason. I didn't peep that. I peeped the moonwalk, like, oh, Mike, he might remember what y'all said, so beware. Go ahead, Derek, it's you.
Yeah, DT, what's up?
I think it's a good move by NBC with them getting a contract with the NBA. They trying to get fan engaged. You got to bring guys that grew up in the 80s and 90s watching Michael Jordan, like Greg, for example. You got to try to bring that older audience back in. So if you can get those back in, that money that you pay Michael Jordan is going to be nothing because your viewership going to go up. I think it's a great marketing move by NBC. But like Michael Jordan, I just don't think his personality fits TV.
It don't.
I don't think it fits TV. So I just got to wait and see how it turn out. But I think it's a good investment as far as getting viewers and whoever was behind the marketing part of it. But, you're trying to get people back in because the NBA, it went to a lot of young guys watching now. Like, you don't catch guys in 50 watching the NBA and all that like that no more how it used to be drawn because they call this era soft basketball. These guys want to go back to the Detroit bad boy days, the rough and tough basketball. They don't like the so-called LeBron James soft floppers or whatever you want to call them type guys. They don't like that. So you got to do something to bring those type guys back. And I'm not directing this at anyone here personally, but it's just something that I'm saying.
Good take.
Good take.
Can I say one little thing?
Go ahead, dude.
Derek, when the last time you watched a basketball game? Because you one of them viewers that start watching because I know what you said in the gym.
So I did watch last night. I was watching the playoff game last night with the Knicks blowing away Boston. I was watching that here because I was bored in the house. But everybody know I was a KD fan, and when KD did that and jump ship, I stopped.
Is you a LeBron James fan?
I am not a LeBron James fan.
Okay.
I stated this.
I just asked. I don't want to argue. I just asked. Because I got proof that.
Let the record reflect Derek Turner is not a LeBron James fan. Let the record reflect that. Making the right podcast here at the 18-minute mark.
And I need to bring them out on text, our little group text thing. And when I post something about LeBron, funny or whatever, there's only one dude that comes there.
Hey Greg, you text me at 3:00 in the morning stuff about LeBron James.
I ain't saying nah. I'll be up. It ain't 3, it's 4. It's 4. We be up there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, come on. Let's be real. Don't. I know we on the pod, bro.
You text at 4:00 in the morning.
I'm up. I'm getting ready for work, Derek. I'm getting ready for work.
Okay, but when you text me that stuff at 4 in the morning, if you make a post.
No, it ain't gotta be at 4. It's numerous of times and you done came with the voice thing right back. Yeah, and I ain't gonna tag you.
No, listen, that's okay. But I'm saying if you can call me at 4:00 in the morning, Greg, about some LeBron James stuff.
I ain't call you, Derek.
Why can't I come to
Why
your
you lying?
No, Greg, you do call sometimes.
I didn't call you. Talking about when I posted in that group that we got, I ain't have to call you. I just posted in the group.
Greg, you call me. Yeah, that bitch. Fuck that bitch. Greg, it's 4 in the morning. Why so much animosity?
I ain't call you saying that, Derek. You trying to lie. Stop it, bro.
Greg, you don't remember that?
Oh my God, nah.
You said them
It
people.
wasn't no, I remember at work. When you called me about him hurting himself, won't you tell him that? You
Greg,
called me.
they said
You
he hurt
called me. Why is you concerned about another man's knee?
No, that was about.
Why are you concerned about another man's knee? It's not your knee, man. That's LeBron's knee, man.
This is
Hey,
just
man.
Concerned
Hey,
about
man.
another man's knee is wild.
Why do you concern yourself with this man? You go all in all day.
Look at him yell, y'all. Look at him yell.
Hey, listen. Hey,
Look at his
y'all.
face. Look at his face.
Look. Hey, we got.
Greg, you want to be a shooter for LeBron? I'm gonna make it happen. Chris Paul, hit us up.
Hey, look, man. We gonna have plenty of time to talk about Bron because this, this year, maybe might be his final year. We don't know yet. But we'll talk about that later. Here you go. But what I'm gonna say is this though. I can't wait to see Mike. You kind of bring them old vibes back, and hopefully we can get back to watching ball because these kids they not watching it. You know what I mean? They not watching ball, and I can, and it's starting to show on their end. You know what I mean as well. So we need to get back to watching ball, man. And I'm excited to see how it will go with his personality. We won't know. You know what I mean? But we'll check that out. But y'all, listen. I want to go into this, man, because DT, you got to let us know what's going on with your boy, man. Trey Hendrickson, man. Crybaby. I'm saying it, man. I'm stating it, man. All right, this is my question. Does he still want to be a Cincinnati Bengals? I mean, it's pretty much that simple. And DT, what do we need to do to either take care of the situation or, take care of the situation in the best way possible?
Me personally, the last 2 years, the man number speaks for itself. Pay the man. It's simple as that. Like Trey said, his wife works at the VA hospital. Cincinnati is his home. This is where I want to be. But I'm not. It's now, like you said, it's business and personal. It's personal now because you're trying to screw me over when it comes down to this. Basically, last year, the Bengals probably said to him, listen, we're going to go ahead and get something done. You go ahead and play this year. Then we'll take care of you next year. So now it's the time for the Bengals to pay. But he's still under contract, and the Bengals is not trying to pay. I'm holding the Bengals accountable for this. They got to get this deal done. I feel it's the Bengals being stingy with the money. Trade numbers for the last 2 years has spoken for itself. I mean, what else do you want me to do? You want me to continue to come out here and play when my numbers, I'm outperforming these guys that's making more money than me? No, you see people in corporate America cry all day because that person next to him, his salary is more than his. And I feel like I'm a better player. I'm the guy closing the deals here. I'm still in these deals, but he's making more money than me. No. Trey making plays, he deserves to get paid, man. I don't care the drama, the paparazzi, the news. He did that for a reason because he want to be heard. He just want to be heard. He want them to hear him. So only way I can do it, guess what? I'm going to get out in front of y'all. I'm going to take it to the media. Guess what? The media loves the story. They love to put something out there. And guess what? ESPN, everybody, they like to down talk the Browns, the Brown family. Where's your money at? Come out and pay. You're in restructured deals. And it could be that they're waiting to see how some more things go as far as like some cuts that they might make later down the line before the season starts, before they go ahead and ink trade. But it's got to be somewhere, some connection between the two where the communication is there. Trey saying the communication is not there. His side, they're not communicating with his side. So he hasn't heard anything. It's got to be something between the two that you can make me feel like, hey, I need to show up. Zach Taylor, my coach, called me, reached out to me, and said, hey, you're going to be fine every day. You ain't at minicamp. Which everybody know that's going to happen. Trey, really, and you can blame his agent too. You can blame your agent for this deal. But Trey, like I said before, I feel he a man of faith. I feel he's going to honor his contract regardless of what. You don't want to lose that money.
Right, great points, DT. Great points. Definitely about the agent, man. Well, G, what's up, man? Tell me what's going on.
Nah, Derek hit on some good points. He did outplay his contract. So my thing is this: why you sign a 2-year deal then? You bet on yourself. I ain't with all that sucker stuff Trey doing. Fire that agent. Why you listen to a dummy? Because if I'm who I say I am, I'm not about to sign it and give Bengals leverage. That's leverage that the Bengals got. Like you said, you sign. If I was a reporter, I would say, well, why you signing a 2-year deal? Then he would have went on mute. then Derek wouldn't have been saying what he's saying, because he would have said, well, you got to go tell that dude who advised you to sign that. If you had 17 and you signed for that contract and you know that second year deal is not enough for you, oh, the Bengals ain't got to restructure with you. And do I think he deserves a raise? Yeah, I do. I do think he do. I don't think he's $35 million raise a year. Then I hear that he said the Bengals offering him 2 years. He said he want 4. You serious? You bragging about bum ass teams that ain't got a Jamar Chase, that ain't got a T. Higgins, that ain't got a Joe Burrow. We don't give a fuck about no Browns or no Ray. We don't even care about Myles Garrett. I'm tired of that weak, soft ass shit like you did something, bruh. We got a squad over here. You talking about bums. Who the Raiders got? You ain't got no Chase. You ain't got no Higgins. We got to pay them. And I respect what you did. And them and let's be honest, your sacks be coming on bums. Where was you at in that Baltimore Ravens game, bro? Huh? No, yeah, you on mute. You had 4 sacks against the Raiders. Who was their quarterback? Who was on their line, bro? I think you nice, but I'm just keeping it real. Me personally, I would have been shopping you. Yeah, because guess what I would have did? And some fans might don't like it, but I got a GM cap. I would have asked the Bears. I said, yeah, give me a third round. I would have took a third round or second round for you. I would have waited later and got Jack Sawyer. I would have had Stewart and Sawyer. That was my future. Right there. I ain't saying they're going to get 17 sacks. I ain't going to say they're going to be combined for it. But I know moving forward, I know what I got. You know, what's the difference in what they did with the linebackers? Huh? They just went and got 2. This might be Wilson last year. So you signed the deal, you know? And now, do I think you deserve a bonus? Yeah. But what you trying to get? What Myles Garrett get? Nah. Go ahead, Derek. You got it.
I guarantee you that deal was signed in good faith. That's what people's not. I'm guarantee you it was some backdoor conversations that was had. That deal was signed in good faith for
he turned down a 2-year deal, $64 million.
The conversation was signed in good faith, man, for him to get paid this year. The Bengals.
The Bengals was not going. Only reason they told him that T. Higgins wasn't coming back.
No.
Now, which one you want? Okay, who you want? T. Higgins or him?
That's irrelevant. But what I'm telling you right now, Greg,
trying to pay Jamar Chase 40, T. Higgins 28, and what he want? He want at least Mason Crosby. Mason Crosby made what, $35 million.
Hey, Greg, what I'm telling you is this, and that money can be deferred into the back end too. But the thing is, a conversation was had. That's what I'm saying.
I think it was. A
conversation was had. Honor the words. Be a man of your word. Trey's not coming out.
They did being a man of his word. Trey won what Trey won for as 4 years. Ain't nobody about to give you that, bro. You about to be 31 years old.
And G, not to cut you off, you made a good point, because what was stated, see, I didn't like when Trey started bringing up Danielle Hunter, Myles Garrett, Max Crosby.
Pocket watcher.
Yeah, because you are a pocket watcher. You're looking at where the value at, and you're like, hey, it's not my fault. But this the thing, though. We still were 28th ranked defense, even with the 17.5 sacks. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. It takes a team. You know, I'm all about team. We need everybody there. But he was part of it. And like G said, there were certain games that, you know, Trey did not show up. But he showed up for the whole season. He was a Pro Bowler again. That's fine. What happened was I think you also took a step that you shouldn't have when you said, okay, let me try to find a trade. Then you kind of realize what your market was, because we didn't get anything back feasible. I kept hearing first round pick. That was never offered to the Bengals. You know what I mean? Nobody offered a first round pick for you. You started realizing your value. You know what I mean? With your age and everything. So now I love Trey Hendrickson. Are we a better team with Trey? Yes. Are we a better defense with Trey? Yes. Trey, do we want you in Cincy? Yes. Your wife be having a great time here? We want people that want to be here, right? Like, that's the number one thing. So that's fine. Let's figure it out. But I do think you got some questions for your agent. I do think I do think there was a conversation that was had as well. But I also think there was a trump card when Jamar said, hey, T, fire that agent. come go get with us, we gonna make sure that you get paid. You know what I mean? Like there was another move that came in where you had to use that leverage to the Browns that's what you have to do to them. You know what I mean? Like you manipulate it a way that they gonna have to show up. You know what I mean? And so with the fans behind you and with with us, with the engagement that T and Jamar have in the neighborhood and the community, I knew we had to get that done. And also, like you said, G, to go back to the team that we got. We got two top 10 wide receivers in the NFL. You know what I mean? Like,
Top
so
two
we got
quarterbacks.
and a quarterback and the one, and I think, and I'm gonna die about it, I think the best quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Now, people can bring
Oh,
up Pat,
yeah.
Lamar Jackson, that's fine, but I think we have the best quarterback in the NFL, and that's just not me just being biased, man. So, guys, we want to stay in the NFL here, man. This was crazy. I didn't think they was gonna get this done, man. I didn't. I'm surprised the 49ers paid this, but to me,
I'm
Brock
not.
Purdy. Yep. I think game manager. I think I don't think he's bad. I do like him personally. I don't know if he's gonna be able to get him over the hump. But that he did get to a Super Bowl, so I guess I don't. Maybe y'all can tell me. G, let's start with you. What you think about this deal for Brock Purdy?
I mean, if I'm Brock Purdy, I'll be like, yeah, I robbed the bank. I think he's a solid quarterback. I'm gonna say this: I do like him more than Tua, and Tua make $51 million. So I don't think he's better than Hurst. But with the quarterback market, like Jared Goff, he got paid 50-some million. Look at the guy in Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence. What he done? Look at Justin Herbert. What he done? I mean, the quarterback market is gonna supersede a lot of these quarterbacks' talent. And they think because whoever up next supposed to push it. No, it should be a bracket. Top 5 get this. 5 to 10 get this. 10 to 15 get this. They need to start bracketing these positions.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just hand somebody that type of money, tell him to move the needle when he ain't moving the needle on the field. Well, we all know the reason why San Francisco was there. One of their offense is a defense. Then when the defense sucked, the offense couldn't do nothing. So that goes to show you right there. Brock Purdy, you are middle of the pack, solid quarterback. You made some throws and stuff like that. But, to be honest, I thought I would have gave him about 40, 47. I'd give him that. Because now the 49ers, without a running back, he ain't leading no team. He need that. He need McCaffrey there. He need him there for that play action so them guys to come up and he can hit Brandon Ayuk, and he ain't even been there. I mean, they got Kittle still there, but I think this is overpaid. But with this quarterback raising the contracts, I just think it need to be bracket wise. I don't think the next quarterback should get paid than the next quarterback. Because when we break down your stats and what you bring to the game, like Fred mentioned, a lot of you was a game manager. A game manager is not worth $53 million. No, you're not. That's middle of the pack to the end. It's like Cam. Shout out to Cam Newton. It's game changers and it's game managers. It's about only 3 of. I might get to 5 and say if you game change quarterback. Joe, Pat, Jackson, Allen. I'm gonna say 4. That's all. That's it for me.
Well, what you think of DT? Great point, Greg. Great point, Greg.
Man, I think it's an overpay. Average 53 million a season. Like Purdy, his arm ain't worth that much money. Like it's the systems too that make a lot of these players who they are. And Shanahan got the little West Coast offense, but Brock Purdy at 53 million, ain't no way in hell I would have paid him that. I take my chance of getting a Greg Clark at 25 million and just having a ball. That's a way overpay. Like
I'm more like Shador.
Yeah.
I got go ahead, Derek. My bad.
But go ahead, DC. My bad. Go ahead.
The thing is, Greg, you saying this stuff need to be bracketed, but then how you gonna determine who falls in what? How you gonna base top 10 or top 5? Or how you gonna base it off the numbers? You gonna base it off of win or losses? How would you bracket those guys in order for you to set up a pay category for those guys? How would you?
Because I got to go off your Pro Bowls. Is you making a Pro Bowl? Is you breaking certain like stats? Is you consistent? No, I'm just saying like guys like him. Okay, how many years he played? Quarterback 3 for San Francisco.
The Pro Bowl is fan based, Greg. The fans vote you in. You can't go off of there because guess what?
But you gotta be on a ballot.
Yeah, but I mean,
to get big.
Yeah, but at the same time, you might have more fans than me. I'm a better player than you, Greg. But here it is, you going to the Pro Bowl because you got fans. They got pom poms. My players got guns. You know, it's a difference.
Right.
They shooters and y'all cheerleaders.
Right.
But Brock Purdy, $53 million. I just think it's like Greg said, it's overpay. But then again, it's the NFL. Like Greg said, the market that's been set. So you got to fight, like you said, he middle of the pack. So I guess they basically comparing his numbers to, like you said, like a Tua or Matthew Stafford type numbers, and that's how they probably basing this pay off of that. Like like what I guess they call it like a fucking compare market analysis or whatever is what they call it, like a CMA. So that's basically what they doing. They comparing like, okay, this is what the market is for this, and this is something similar to what you did. Let's get your numbers here. But 53, I think it's a reach.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this, man. I think Greg made the best point. San Francisco won games from the defense. Now I looked at this free agency, Greenlaw gone, safety for what's the kid name in the back? Said the safety's gone to Denver. Yeah, you know they got some ballers over there still, but I'm really waiting to see, like, this is gonna be the year to me where Brock Purdy shows me like, hey, you know, I can get things done. Even last year, you know, because I mean, last year was kind of, you know, it was a down year for San Francisco, and that was due to injuries. You know, I mean, your whole offense was gone. Christian McCaffrey, what he did the year before, you know, he was being considered as an MVP, you know, at a point in time the year before, in certain people's books. You know, I know Trent Williams was down. I mean, you know, Debo had a crazy year last year. I think Greg Jennings had a great year. Yeah, he gone, but you know, with Washington, which I think I can't wait to really see them get that together, man. But y'all, you know, we wanted to go into this here, man, because I know we talked about this last time, man. The Paul Pierce marriage theory. Shout out to Paul Pierce, man. Playoff P. And just a few notes I want to say here, man, before we get you going. All right, Derek, we're gonna start with you here, man. Paul Pierce said marriage only benefits the poor and old folks. It is done for man. Let's discuss. Derek, go ahead.
Man, this is a tough one here. Being a guy that was previously married before, this is real tough here. Because some of the stuff
we just want honesty. We just want honesty.
Yeah, honesty the best policy.
This is a tough situation here. And like, to a certain degree, I can understand where Paul Pierce is coming from. I was a married guy here. Like, and I came into this whole relationship, a whole marriage thing with a whole lot more than the other person did. And when I left that marriage, the person left with pretty much everything. So I like, for saying broke people, I don't know. Well, I guess somebody benefited from it. So that could be somewhat true there. But like, I see Paul Pierce, and he, like you said, he don't think he'll ever get married until he's 70. And he synced his parents, like they was married or whatever and stuff like that too. So he synced it. But it's like, when you get married, what are you benefiting from it? Like, what are you really gaining? Because it's like some people have motive. Like, man, I'm going to say, man, we marry because we truly love you. Women marry, I feel, for security. They feel like you're going to be that guy that can provide and protect them. So they marry him for security when we really, my heart is all pure. Like, I'm marrying you because I love you. But you're looking at the long run like, shit, I got a benefit here. And listen, and there's some people else on here, boy, they going to be like, F marriage. Like, you know, like, I'm not getting married. But it's crazy, man. But, you know, but marriage, I feel it's a good thing if the people can have a common ground with the same intentions, man. I don't say it's a bad thing because, you know, like, I was just having a conversation with somebody the other day, and I think I kind of rubbed them the wrong way. I said, well, I'm going to get married again, probably. And they was like, why? They was like, why? I was like, man, I said, I don't want to grow old and be all alone by myself. You need somebody that can take care of you and stuff like that when you get older. I don't want to be 70 years old and I'm in a nursing home. Like, I don't want to do that. If I'm married, I got somebody that's going to take care of me, you know? Yeah. But payoff, P. I mean, I can understand you to a certain extent. I feel marriage is beneficial to certain parties. I mean, like I said, I feel man married for love, women married for security. So somebody was broke in that situation, and somebody, in my case, I'm gonna just be flat out real with you. When I met my wife, she's working like a bullcrap job, and I was like, "What is it that you want to do?" And she said, "I want to go be a nurse." I told her, "Listen, quit your job. I'm gonna pay for you to go back to school." And she became a nurse on my dime. She started making money. Of course, I always get my own money, but I feel like, the money changed people. Like when you're not used to having money, you're not used to going out doing things, and you bring somebody in that's, hey, sit back and relax. I'm gonna take care of you. My grandma called me Mr. Fucking Mom. My grandma called me all types of suckers and everything else because I sit back and I let the girl do that, man. Hey, listen, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna elaborate anymore.
I appreciate you, DT. Thank you. Hey, G, look quickly, man. What you thinking, man?
I mean, from a single guy, hearing about, seeing what marriage is, I mean, I can see where he's coming from without me even experiencing it, on the dating scene and, hearing, women views and everything. But like Derek said, it'd be more like a, security and everything. And, even to YouTube, it's like a gender war. What a woman wants from a man and what less men want from a woman. Not to put me on the market. I know how to cook. I know how to clean. I know how to wash. I know how to keep my place together. I work. I try to keep myself up and everything. I ain't the most handsome man, but sometimes women meet me and be like, well, what is it that I need to do? And it's like, they be dumbfounded, but what they expect from me, to be, look like this, do this, help me pay this and stuff like that. Not every woman that I've met, but they look at it at a certain age now, especially you got to look at where you dating at or the people you meeting, look at their age. They're not really married. I mean, they're not really dating just to kick it because that 35 and 40-year-old is coming. And it be cold in the summer to some people. Some women don't like sleeping by themselves.
That's a boy.
A lot of women don't want to keep waking up. Their kids getting older. The house gonna be empty. You know what I'm saying? So me being my age, dating women my age, it's more like welcome. That conversation gets sparked up. Marriage. Greg, why you ain't married? Why you ain't got kids and nothing like that? So me meeting a woman at 35, 36 or 40, whatever it is, I know that conversation is coming up. But a lot of women, to me, should have their things in order as well when they do have these conversations with a man. Men just ain't gonna just marry off features, especially around my age. We want you to be able to cook. Cause you're a mother don't mean you can cook. That don't mean your house is clean. That don't even mean you're worthy of me marrying. Not saying that I'm all that, but we look at credentials and what y'all bring too. You can have a good paying job and lack a lot of credentials that we look for in women. Because a lot of us look at our mother as like, okay, them women that we probably can date, they got some of my mother traits and stuff like that. Coming over your house. You don't think we looking at the living room? You don't think we looking in your room? Is your bed made? Little smaller things. I like hearing the washing machine. I like smelling pine salt. I like smelling bleach. So now I'm like, okay, she keep her house clean. I look at priorities. I want to see, you rather go out or would you rather save some money? You always at the club. That's things we probably back up off of. Like, nah, it's cool. Because moving forward, we be thinking like, dang, okay, I can see myself here. I can see myself. And we like consistency. It ain't just y'all. We like to see how your priority is. What's more important to you? Is you quick to drop your kids off to just go anywhere? Or do you do things with your kids instead of keeping them fly? And it's a lot of things that women think guys don't pay attention to. It ain't always about sex. Trust me, if he see a future with you, he got to be able to kick it with you without having sex. Do I like being around you? Do I want you to keep spending the night on my house? You know, can I talk to you on the phone? Stop texting, calling,
Little
hear
things.
your voice, little small things. And then it wouldn't matter where I take you out to eat, because you're going to get full. I got to take you here. I got to do this. I got to buy you this. Man, I ain't chasing nothing that I ain't going to catch. What you talking about? Nah. And it worked both ends, even with guys. How your shit together? I tell young guys, get your own place, learn to live by yourself. You know, you think clear when the house quiet.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
yeah, so it works both ends, man. And I just want when two people really do find each other, y'all both have something to build off on. It ain't you shouldn't be at each other's neck for as like a competition in the house. Build together, braid, and that shit'll grow.
That should grow. Hey, great point. Hey, G, definitely some solid points, man. And definitely, for the younger viewers, for people to understand. What I'm gonna say here quickly is Paul Pierce is saying this from a unique perspective because we're talking about a multi-million-dollar guy that's been able to, he's going
Facts.
into these attentions of seeing his brothers and his brotherhood, what they go through once divorced, right? Once things hit the table, right? And this is, due to NFL or NBA, they're going to have a different perspective. On my end, my grandma and grandpa was married for years. They were still married when my grandfather passed, right? I have aunts and uncles. I have people that are still, still married. I'm married, right? I got my wife. And my biggest thing is this, is that you can't go into this worried about this type of stuff if you really want to get into a healthy marriage. You know what I mean? Because we're
Yeah.
going in it, first of all, because I have a religious background. I've been in church since I was young, right? So, you going in front of God, having this covenant is what the number one thing should be, right? And we should be able to honor our vows. The problem is that we have to live in reality too, right? A lot of people aren't, you know, they'll say one thing. We deal with this every day. Word, people's word, right? They'll say they'll do this and they don't do it, right? They say they'll do it this way, they don't do it this way. And so what and I think we talked about this week, G, earlier. You have to find somebody with flaws that you can deal with. Everybody has flaws. We have to be able to find these and be able to deal with each other, bounce off things. The number one thing is this. I always tell people, we talk about communication, right? Communication is key, but comprehension is really key. That is the difference. If you're not comprehending, we could talk all day. If you're not seeing where I'm coming from, if you're not understanding what I'm saying to you, and that's the thing. A lot of us, we feel like we got pride, women, man, and women, that we can't ask that second question. Hey, babe, what you mean? What you mean? What you mean by that? Like, why you feel like that? Oh, okay, cool. Oh, okay, I didn't see it from that. You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean. So we got to knock that pride out, and we got to be okay with asking that second question. You know what I mean? Instead of just blowing off that first one, asking, getting down to it. Because again, we talked about this before. We're trying to be solution based. When you're solution based, we can continue to move on. Because regardless, you're gonna be mad at me. I'm gonna be mad at you. What can we do to make sure that we get this problem taken care of right now, and that we're able to move on to it? Because the less longer that the problem lingers is when we'll be able to get over and continue going on. Because at the end of the day, we're going to deal with the problems. Like problems, you can have 100 million, you can have $1. You're gonna still have problems. You know what I mean? And so Paul Pierce, we definitely funny. I thought it was great what he broke down, and he got some truth to it. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of guys that understand, especially in his situation. Paul, you got the strippers on. Paul, you different, man. But I get it. Like, I totally get it. And you work so hard for what you got, man. You deserve to be able to take your time and be in something. The only problem I say is this: don't wait too long if that's what you're looking forward to. You know what I mean? If you're looking to do the marriage thing, looking to do that type of thing, try to be intentional when you're dating and when you meet these women to see if this is what you want to do. You know what I mean, guys? So I thought that was great. I wanted to kind of end there because I thought that was something that we definitely wanted to talk about here, man. So we're gonna go ahead to the quote of the day here, guys. The quote of the day is by Maya Angelou. I thought this was great. She said, "You may not control all events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them." Um, I thought that was kind of great because you can't control, right? You only can control what you can't control, but you can control how they affect you. You see what I'm saying? Like you can't control how they affect you. You know, things are going to happen, but if you understand, like we always talk about, if it's already written and we already knew that, you know, if this already knew what was going to happen, God is not going to give us anything that we cannot handle. Right. Even if, you know, even when we're immature to when we get mature, when we're inexperienced to when we get experiences. Right. You know, of course, we're dealing with things differently now. And we are emotional creatures. And sometimes it might be something where we just like, you might react in that way. But you know, you do have a choice on how you do react. You might not have a choice that it happened to you, but you do have a choice on how you do react to things. And I think that's kind of what Maya was basically saying. Like reducing means subtracting, taking away yourself, getting out of character, or you know, taking away from what you know your character or your heart or what you think to.
Missouri.
You're on mute. You're on mute.
Me?
DT.
This quote here, honestly, I feel that quote fit the stuff that we're dealing with right now here, just here, even not just here locally, but around the world with these kids, man, having the opportunity and a choice, man, to put themselves in a situation or remove themselves from the situation. The teen violence, you see it, like even the situation with the Rodney hit with his son, man. Rest in peace to the young man. They laid him to rest today, I think. But it's like, man, everything is, you got a choice to be involved in this stuff. You make the decision. And I just had an incident happen to me 2 days ago. A car, I switched lanes. He fly around me. He get the ah. I got on rest right here because he get to talking crazy.
Always doing that. It
But
ain't always about on resting, bro.
the dude was talking crazy about killing me, dude.
Oh.
But he's saying all this while I got on rest with me. You know what I did? Let me just go ahead and keep riding. I just went past because guess what? That little situation could have cost me a lifetime in jail just because he feels some type of way, saying he gonna blow my head off or whatever. But I don't see a gun with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I up my gun and fire on him, guess who lose?
Right.
Me.
Yep.
I just lost. So I took myself out of the situation. I continue to ride on. Let me go ahead out my way.
There you go, Greg. I'm proud
DT,
of you, man.
great point. Yeah, proud of you too, DT. Greg, what you think, man? Quick.
First of all, that's a great quote by a wonderful woman. She said, "What? Say that again." Because I want to make sense.
No problem. So she actually said, "You may not control all events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them."
Okay. Back to what Derek was saying with kids, certain events that be taking place. I can say that the reason why a lot of people can't control their emotions because it's so close and they attach to it. And when you attach to something that you look forward to doing, whatever it is, it brings that type of emotions out of you because we always gonna get on our defense mode. When we don't like them, we get on the defense mode. Us as black people, we do that. We condition. You know, it's hard to be humble. It's hard to do what Derek just said he did because we got that ego. We got that, and nah, I can't let that go. You know what I'm saying? Because we carry that here. It's the mental. The weights ain't the strong. It's this. This will make or break you, your decision making. You wake up, you get a chance and a choice every day. Chance and a choice. Derek made a great choice. You know what I'm saying? So when things happen, a lot of them don't know how to handle this. And when like really step back and think, they just gonna react. You know what I'm saying? So what that does is that event takes control of you when you're not using this. And the young guys don't know how to use this because they're around guys they age that don't know how to use this. They pumping that, oh man, this. So they going off emotions. A lot of stuff we get on our phones, we read in the news, hear about, that's emotions drive. It's emotional. Even with little homie, like Derek talking about, it's emotional. That's why that conversation is sensitive. It's emotional, you know, because we're not really looking for real answers. We're going off emotions. And certain things that take place, a lot of us be involved with it. We attach, and it's like when it do go left, it's going to control you, because you attach to that. But sometimes things you attach to, certain things do got to happen, so you stop being attached to it. So you be like, you know what? Like Derek said, this could have cost me my life. Nah, let me keep going. Ain't no telling what the old Derek would have did. I'm just saying, boy grew up. And a lot of young guys ain't grew up. They ain't got that guidance either that we talk about. That cheat code, that dad, that mom that's really on them. Because once you around your guys, your personality change. And everybody say, are you crazy? You got split personality. No, you ain't. Because you'll never be the same person around certain crowds. You're going to switch up. Oh, I'm cool with these guys over here. Now, them homies down the street, I'm a little different. Now, the neighbor might don't even tell your mama that you this type person. She knows. She going to say, look, Greg, now you know damn well if Miss Tracy see you doing this. Come on now. But then when she do see me, but then when my mama around, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, mama looking like, Greg, when you start talking? You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's a great quote. That was my little 2 cents on it. And yeah, man, it's tough. It's the mental part.
We want, Maya Angelou, we want to say definitely thank you, Maya Angelou. We the iconic Maya Angelou. So I wanted to make sure we put that there for sure. Hey guys, so we're gonna end it here. DT, any last words, man, for the people today, man?
Hey, just like Greg said, you wake up with a choice, and you wake up with a
chance and a choice.
You wake up with a chance and a choice. Let's continue to make the right one.
That's right. All right, G. What last words, brother?
Keep the main thing, and focus on your focus. And after that, just continue to make the right play.
Hey, guy, I'm gonna say here, man. My last words, man. Don't be a P Diddy. We was gonna get to him. We gonna get to him next week. So don't. I just wanted to leave y'all on that note, man. Don't be a P Diddy. But I also want to say, y'all, look, man, y'all continue to strive forward, man. One step, stack them days, man. It's not gonna happen just one day, man. You got to keep stacking them days, man. That's the most important thing, y'all. Continue to keep faith. Continue to build, and also be willing to learn. Sometimes you just got to be quiet, shut up, listen a little bit. Willing to learn, man. We got to come together as a community, and this is what we're making the right play is about. Coming together as a community so we all can start making the right play. So we want to just say we appreciate everybody. We want you guys to have a great weekend. Enjoy. Y'all be safe, and we'll see y'all next week, man. Thank you.
All right, y'all.
Peace.